Hi, guys.
Hi.
My friends, how are you?
Yeah,
Fine,
fine.
thank you.
I am hoping you are familiar with our today's speaker and you have a lot of questions for her. Are you?
Yes,
No?
we are.
You're familiar with her?
Yes.
Okay. I hope so.
We are definitely.
All right. So no butterflies on my end. Let's hope we get a quorum. We are at 23. We can give students another 5 minutes. Byron, are you on board?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I see our guest is also in. Byron, you're not pinned yet. Let me do that.
Hello.
Honestly, Neke.
Yeah?
Neke.
No facilitator mode.
Enie.
Oh.
Hai, na ndirakuona mucemanio nginya ndamba kugĩa na stress.
Makudamba kumari ngikuhurire menye niwe kuoi.
Oh, nini ona ndĩramoderate tondũ twĩna guest speaker wĩtagwo Ashura. So you'll just hand over to me.
Okay.
Yes, and then you'll tell them to put in their questions. I will put out the ground rules. Do we have to, like, Ashura is deaf.
Okay.
So she has a sign language. Patricia, where are your classmates? Guys, where is everyone? I need at least 50%. We are only at 30. We are at 34. Oh, I gave people 5 extra minutes, so we still have 2 minutes to start. Joseph, please pin Byron and Ashura. Okay, Joseph, please pin for me Byron and Ashura.
Okay, doing so right away.
I can see Ashura on our call. You can pin her. Ashura, do you want to turn on your video? There we go. We have Ashura with us. Perfect. We can see you very well. I'm not sure, Byron, can you see Ashura well? I'm just doing like some checks for you. So, cool. So, today we are at 48. Two more people and we start the class. One more. One more. So before we start, I want to make a few announcements so that we have the ground rules and so that we are able to run this session properly. So one is that today we have a very special guest. And today the language of communication is sign language. Therefore, it means that all of us will have to follow the discussion and presentations through sign language and voice. And should you have any question, do not intercept. You speak one person at a time, and you will only speak if the moderator gives you the chance to speak. That will allow us to have our sign language interpreters and our guest speaker manage to communicate. So you know the raise hand function that we always use. You can also use the chat box, and we are going to be good to go. So today is not the day for everybody speaking at the same time. The next announcement is that today's session, I am actually bringing you someone who is quite young, like very young, and she's an inspiration to both the disability and the general community, the youth of this republic. And I am so honored that she has accepted to speak to all of you and to share her personal experiences and her journey on her career path and her achievements as a young woman with a disability and all that she has accomplished. So I am going to ask one of the students to introduce our guest for the day to us, to all of us. I have selected William. He's called William Onkoba. William, his name is William, right? Onkoba from JKUAT.
Yes, that's me, madam. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm William Onkoba. I'm the JKUAT Academic Affairs Secretary. I'm a final year student taking Bachelor of Commerce, and I'm specializing in accounting. Yes, I'm really privileged to introduce the speaker. And I believe through this platform, we've been able to learn a lot of things, which include communication skills, problem solving skills, goal setting skills, even leadership skills. And also the one which we also had last week was also about CV writing, which was very essential, I believe. And through the same, we've been able to see that most of us have an issue when it comes to the CV writing. But I believe that as per this week, we've been able to have better CVs. Yes, I would like to introduce the speaker. I would like to introduce the speaker. Ms. Ashura Michael is a young deaf human rights and gender advocate in Kenya. She's also the East Africa Legislative Assembly. She holds a Bachelor of Arts in Gender and Development from University of Nairobi and currently studying law in the same university. She is also from University of Illinois Urban Campaign with Civil Leadership. She also holds a political leadership and governance certificate by Frederick Ebert Stiftung. She's the former co-chair. She's also the former co-chair for the Youth Council of UNICEF's Global Partnership on Children with Disability. She's also a board of director at the National Council of Persons with Disability. She's also a board member for the National Government and Affirmative Fund, Nairobi. And recently, she was appointed to serve as the Youth Advisory Board at the Ministry of Youth and ICT. She also has served a number of national and international organizations. She's also part for a government and appointive. She was also appointed as a member in the UNEP Sound Board 2020. She's also the founder and director of Free a Girl World Network and an organ. Yeah, I believe that the speaker is very well versed with everything, and I would like to invite her. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Onkoba, for at least giving us some highlights about our guest speaker. And I just want to summarize that our speaker brings with her youthfulness. She's quite young and an inspiration. And she has a lot of experience across gender, disability, civic leadership, development. She's quite everything that William has led. I am very sure we are all asking ourselves how she got into this level, and we'll be so honored to spend the next 1 hour with her. I am going to also acknowledge that we have Madam Lucy, who will be voicing and interpreting for our guest speaker, Ashura. And without taking much of the time, I want to ask Ashura to introduce herself to the students in a more student, smaller way than the big CV that we have had from Onkoba.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'm happy to join you. My name is Ashura Michael. I'm 28 years old. I work with the International Disability Alliance. IDA is an inclusive employment work in Kenya and Nigeria. I'm happy to be here, and I hope this session is not about me, but it's about all of us. And remember, interacting with each other, this will make us understand each other. And I know each one of you have skills and you're very innovative, something that can really change and make Kenya a better place for all of us. Today's interaction, feel free to ask any question you've been wanting to ask, and let's focus on how we can contribute to the Kenyan economy and social political life. You're very young people, and remember, Kenya has a 70% number of youth, and we are part of the Kenya, and we can make this Kenya better if you and me work together. if we are involved in all activities.
And
I'm hoping
that
we will have a successful discussion and deliberation. Thank you so much. So, back to the moderator.
Thank you very much, Ashura. So for a little background about the students we have in this session is that these are students who are part of our Light for the World EmployAble program. And the program is called EmployAble because we are working towards making all the students employable and ready for the job market. So we've been engaging them for the last 6 or so months in work readiness, skills training, and opportunities. And one of the things that we also want to build on them is to have other people who have been through the same footsteps they have been into and are in the world of work to engage with them and to share with them their personal experiences and how the world of work looks out there and the kind of challenges that you may have encountered and everything that amounts to making everyone ready to go to work without being scared, like, can I handle the job that I have been allocated? So for this session, one of the things that we're going to make sure we do is that we're going to listen to the students more because they're the ones who are looking forward to going out there to work. But before they can start posting their questions on the chat and raise their questions here in the platform, I had already asked them to share some few questions beforehand that we can be discussing as they reflect and come up with more discussion ideas. So I am going to take the first question that came to the students, and please, students, feel free to come up with your other questions and put them on the chat, and we'll also allow some people to speak. So how we're going to run this is we're going to run the first 3 questions, take a small break and respond to other reactions from the audience, and then take other 3 questions and a small break to react to the comments and observations from the audience, and we proceed in that manner. So the first question that I got from the student is, one said, you wear so many hats and you have accomplished so much. Tell us about your journey growing up in the education and work participation. And I would want you to highlight more of how your growing up was, Ashura, and the kind of challenges you've encountered and how you've been able to establish yourself in the world of work.
Thank you so much. I became deaf at the age of 4 years old. I joined a deaf school in Migori County, that's in Rombo, Kuja Primary School for the Deaf, and Kuja Secondary School for the Deaf. When I was in the high school, that's where my leadership career started. I realized we have so many number of persons with disabilities, especially girl child and the deaf children, who are raped, and the cases were not heard by anyone. Maybe because of communication barriers, lack of awareness. So this really motivated me, and I thought again when I looked back about the quote of Martin Luther King that states that at the end of the day, we will not worry the silence of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. So this really motivated me. And now, those children who are out of school, who can motivate them? That time, I was living with my uncle because I lost my parents at a very early stage when I was still very young. So this made me to really work hard. And I really wanted to become a lawyer so that I can fight for the voiceless. After school, I was forced to go for a teacher's college, but that was not my interest.
Thank God.
I had my own personal networks. So I applied for law school.
I think wouldn't like me.
But I got the opportunity. I did diploma in law. But remember, my family insisted that since I'm deaf, I have to become a teacher because we have many teachers who are deaf.
That is sad, I can see.
It was a sad case.
Just said I cannot buy. My uncle said I
So my
cannot
uncle
buy
refused, he cannot pay my school fees if I'm not going for teacher's training.
Me, I said, no, me, I'm not want to go to Nairobi.
I said, I don't want to go to Nairobi. I can go anywhere. Kisumu, Kakamega, whatever, but I want to go to a law school.
Okay.
Fine.
I come back to
So
Nairobi.
I came to Nairobi.
But my uncle was not
able to pay my school fees because it was too expensive for him.
Time I come to Nairobi.
By the time I came to Nairobi, it was very challenging. I didn't have money, the life was expensive. So I applied for a scholarship from the National Council. Thank God I got that. So I was supported for my education. But still, I needed a hostel, I needed money to survive.
Imagine what? My bachelor job.
So you can imagine my first job
within a law school.
Within the law school. I was a dancer at Sarakasi Dome.
Every morning.
So every morning I should wake up. I used to wake up, go for practice, and paid 300, 200, sometimes 150. It varied. So I went on by good time. So every time I had to dance at night, it wasn't safe for me. So I left that and I joined the advocacy network, Leonard Cheshire Disability. So I got many opportunities.
Get a little money.
I used to get some little allowances to keep me going.
So after that, I graduated from diploma school.
My diploma in law school. I was very much interested to continue with law.
Oh no, imagine what?
But you can imagine.
I was denied
the opportunity. Because
I'm deaf and
cannot.
You would have
They asked me, Dave, how come you want to become a lawyer?
Remember me, I never do this one.
I remember in school we were never taught Swahili. So I cannot read and write Kiswahili. So that's barred me from taking the position. So I reported this to the Human Rights Commission. So the case took so long than what I expected. So I waited for about a year. It was not ending. So later on, I went to UK. So I got scholarship in the UK.
Who can buy my school fees? I go to support.
So I got somebody. Should I wait or should I just apply? So I applied for a different course.
I did the
gender and development at University of Nairobi.
Short. The person who sponsored me.
So the person who sponsored me died.
So
I had to look for internship to keep me going.
Thank God.
With the little allowances, it helped me finish my school.
That my
uncle died. So life became more difficult actually for me.
But because
I still had a dream and a commitment, I kept going.
And persons with disability
Nairobi through advocates is really motivated me.
After my
graduation, after the gender and development, I really thought, should I do my master's or should I continue with my dream?
That was hard in the son.
It was a very hard decision to make. Everyone want to do masters to go on. I said no. I made up my mind because I wanted to become a lawyer. I joined Nairobi University. About what? I've done voluntary work for many years. I've done voluntary work for many years, but actually it built my skills, it built my networks, and I became famous, an advocate. I've done presentation, I've done consultancy. People could get in touch with me. Then later, I got a job. I worked with Kenya. I worked for a while, for about a year and a half. I left.
I go back to start my TV show.
So I started a TV show. I did that program for a while.
You know, I
Later
thought
on,
with advocate.
I continued with
I
that
love
advocacy
politics.
because I love politics.
So I joined ODM
So I joined
when
ODM as a party where I formed the Disability
I
League.
became a runner.
So I became a leader.
The man
We worked with many organizations, both private and public organizations.
I was up to my election to
After election,
2017.
2017,
I want to become
I
senator.
wanted to become, to get a nomination to be a senator,
They did not
but it didn't work out.
But that
But that did not demoralize
that
me.
man start of my
So I knew it was a start of my political journey.
So at the time I was appointed board and I
So I
told
was appointed the board of the National Council for Persons with Disability that I'm serving for 3 years.
1 year ago,
1 year ago, I was appointed affirmative, I was appointed as affirmative action in Honorable Pasali's office.
Again,
And again, recently, I was appointed to serve as an advisory board of the Ministry of Youth.
Me, I know what. Me, I know. My life,
So my life and journey
was not easy.
It was not
But
easy,
to have to learn
but we always have to learn that life has a lot of challenges, barriers.
As you put
Just like you're driving anywhere, the road is bumpy.
No one go,
So
still
no one
bumpy, go back.
can see a bump and decide to want to go back.
Each of you students,
So each of you
always committed to us.
always be committed to yourself.
Not a honey petal
There's
sang
not
you
any
are
other
If
change
I
you're
want to
doing.
become who
If you want to become who you are,
you cannot become a children,
you cannot become a
because
Ashura.
I'm
Just be who you are.
My
You have the skills.
I live a journey my way.
I have my own journey.
Myself, I'm not dreaming to become the next
I'm not dreaming to become the next
the
Hillary,
next who and who.
the next who and who.
I want to be next.
I just want to be
you
me.
can become you.
So you can
If
become
you
you
communicate,
if you're committed
and
you have that
need to
confidence
face
and ready
all
to
the
face
risk.
all the risks.
Be you.
Be you.
Nothing impossible.
There's
if
nothing
you
impossible if you're focused.
No.
I don't look at my disability. I work with everyone.
And me, I'm not who's the
And sorry? I don't use my disability as an excuse.
You are so they not who say
So you should
you
not use
are very
your poverty, your disability,
whatever as
whatever,
an excuse.
as an
Who
excuse.
say them as
Use them as
a opportunity
an
or to
opportunity
become who
to become who you are.
They live can become better
Life can
if
become
you
better
come
if
and
you're committed and accept the challenges
to become
make the challenges to be opportunities.
I hope that
So
my
I
life
hope that
story
my life
has
story will inspire you.
Not a man that me I
But
want
does
to
not
become.
mean I want
I
you
want
to
you
become
to
me. I
become
want
better
to
person
become
than
a
me
better
who I
person
am.
than who I am.
Most of you still in
Most of
school.
you are still in
You
school.
can do the better.
You can do better.
You will tell them you have.
So you have a dream.
You commit me you have.
You have a
And
commitment.
very
You're very innovative. You have
and so they
ideas.
not depend
So you should not
on people
depend
to employ
on
you.
people to employ you.
You know what time COVID
During COVID,
to the 20.
2020,
My job to have it,
my
but damn
I used
COVID.
to travel, but
I
during
mean,
COVID, so I just
when
stayed
so
at
does
home.
it
So I thought again,
COVID has inspired me
COVID
into
has
business.
really inspired me.
Into a business.
I got into
I
business.
decided to open a business.
I decided to open a restaurant along Thika Road.
What?
So every day you have to see challenges that you can get into
Me, I'm not
opportunities.
entrepreneur.
I'm not
I
an
did
entrepreneur.
business,
I've never done any business
but I
before.
thank him
But
so
I
that
took
I
the
can
opportunity so that
not
at least
sit on
I
becoming.
cannot just become
You
to
people
sit
have
at
a
home.
smartphone.
You have
Have a
smartphones.
smart laptop.
You have laptops.
Have a friend, one and
You
not
have friends.
me.
Why
See
not
how
get
you
together
can do
and see
better.
how you can become a better person?
We have you at the funding.
We have
Have a
youth
woman
fund,
fund.
we have
We
women
have
fund, we have
fund
now,
woman a lot
we
of
have a
woman.
lot of resources out there.
You fear.
Don't fear.
That money, that fund.
The
You
resources
people
is yours.
testify.
Take
If
advantage.
not to go proper,
If you don't
then
go for
one
it,
loss.
then you lose
So
it.
be committed and they
Be
pick.
committed
Or people cannot
and
come
pick
to
any
you.
opportunity
You
that
have to
comes to
go
you.
knock and
Knock
grab
on
all
every
of
door.
people
You'll get the opportunity.
who can have, who can share. And me and I could
I'll like to encourage
business,
you.
smaller
You can put up
business
a small
there.
business if you have an
Not
idea.
too hard to give them to give
Don't
up.
wait
No,
to get unemployment.
church is empty. Church is
Keep
empty.
set
Ask
something.
your friend,
Ask your friends.
relative, on how
Get
you can
ideas
change your
on how
life.
you can change your life.
You cannot depend on your
You cannot
family.
depend on your family forever.
Friends are the one who can bring
Friends
you all
are the ones who can help you
So,
always. So
pick
pick up the opportunities.
identify your friend. What my
Identify
skill my
the
friend
friend.
has?
What skills
What
does my
skill
friend
do
have?
I have?
What skills do you have?
And then
With that,
testing. You are
you can start,
will
and
baby
your life will be
go
beautiful.
far
You will go
beyond
far
your imagination.
beyond your imagination. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ashura. That was quite inspirational. I actually think a lot of our students still have not, there are students who are busy complaining that there's noise on the background. And I think in the beginning of the session, I clearly explained that our speaker today is deaf and she'll be using someone else to voice what she's saying to us. So to you students, focus on picking the key points and not on complaining that there's background noise, because it was not background noise, it is Ashura's voice to us. I'm just emphasizing on that point because I know amidst those that were complaining, there are those that have really been inspired by her life experiences. Ask yourself in your very few years that you have lived, what have you done with your life? She has 28 years of living, and of course I am going to ask her my next question because I feel like maybe she can tell us at what point, because you've heard her story and it's quite it has a lot of emotions, both sad and uplifting ones. At what age, Ashura, did you start working to gain, like working for money?
When I was first year, that was between 19 and 20 years old. A few years after I finished my high school.
Wow. So you see, you started working at the age of 20 years. And I am very curious to know who helped you get the jobs and the hustles that you are getting into, or how easy was it for you to get those jobs?
I got the jobs myself when I was living in Ngara. So I used to see people flocking to Sarakasi. So I asked myself, what are they going to do there? So one time I went there to just watch, and I asked myself, and I told myself, I can. So I asked if I could join in. And it was so easy. There's no process. So they told me, welcome. So that's how I joined. I was paid 200 shillings per day. 200, sometimes 150, it varies.
Very interesting, because I am very sure with the students, you're all reflecting on a few, you're reflecting on what Ashura is sharing with us. At least she's quite in your age bracket. We all now understand there's nothing that we can't achieve with determination. I am going to ask you my next question, Ashura. What was your major challenge? Like, was there any challenge that you faced and you felt like this was the hardest you've encountered in terms of getting work? Because like at least all the students who are listening to us here today are all looking forward to going out there and engage in gainful employment. And because there are even students with and without disabilities. And most of them, you will find that they're always looking out for opportunities, and every time they say, we cannot find the jobs. What was your major obstacle, like looking for a job as a woman with a disability, as a woman, as a young person, because you really started working when you were quite young? What was your biggest challenge, or a challenge that you would say this was very job hunting specific challenge? Meanwhile, Byron, before Ashura responds, you can also please interpret as she speaks, because I see some of our sign language students are struggling to see her signage. So you can just continue signing and ensure like the specific students can spotlight you on their end. Ashura, are we still together? Meanwhile, guys, get your questions on the chat.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
I was just responding to that question.
Oh,
I encountered a lot of challenges. I'm a girl. I'm young. I'm deaf. I'm a person with disability. So to be honest, I have enough skills. But when it comes to job opportunities, it's very difficult because people always assume being a deaf person, if I employ you, you'll be a burden to us because I'll need also to employ a sign language interpreter. But they're forgetting I can do my own work. I'm not working under a sign language interpreter. I only need an interpreter based on the need. Maybe when there's a meeting, any social engagement, but I can do anything alone without a sign language interpreter. So many times I've applied for so many jobs, I've failed over 1,000 times. Sometimes I get negative response. Sometimes you go for interview. After interview, you hope that you'll get positive, but now they'll just send you a regret. So let's not be hindered by the challenges we face. The challenges you're facing, I did that double or I've said triple times. Thank you.
Wow, and you still continue doing it, Ashura. Very inspiring. My other question, I would want to know, because I have realized of all the jobs that you are doing, some were like for fun, like, like just because you want to get money to pay your bills, but there are also jobs that I realize you're very passionate about. And even reading through your profile and having known you as a person, I know you are very passionate about gender, you're very passionate about development, you're very passionate about leadership. What tips would you give to the young people in this session aspiring to take that kind of a career path? Like, what are the quick tips for anybody to excel in leadership, for anyone to excel, so for those that don't know, Ashura has even engaged the president of this republic, and she's very focal in representing issues of women, youth in the development agenda. So I'm just very curious to know, what advice would you give the young people in here looking to be future Ashuras? Because you're living the present. I am sure most of us in this session are aspiring to be you in the next 1 year or immediately.
Thank you so much. That's a good question. As I said before, be committed to what you want to achieve. That is a very important. It's key. Don't be selfish. Don't be jealous.
You cannot become everything.
You cannot become everything. You have to share your ideas with other people. Engage people. But most important, your image and how you brand yourself.
I know young people.
I know the youth really love social media. But if you sit down and ask yourself, which message am I posting for people to read? Always identify. Identify with what you post.
Do people
Look at you as a person they can learn from? Are you a role model?
If you have a Facebook,
If you have your Facebook, your Twitter account, your IG, you have to identify yourself with what you post on those accounts.
What am I put in the IG?
So whatever I post in my IG account, what I put in my Twitter account, LinkedIn.
Sometimes I love social life.
I love social life. I love social life, but it's very important to limit yourself.
People read the CV.
Like now, when people will be reading your CV and they're following on your social media, can they relate you being one and the same person? Like, what is Mokaya doing?
What is the girl?
What is Grace doing?
What is the day? I don't know.
What is Diana doing?
Important to limit.
It's very important to limit yourselves.
Use
the social media wisely, as wise as possible.
For example, Facebook, I post
sometimes on my Facebook I post my leadership work because I have so many viewers on Facebook. But to other accounts,
I post what I'm doing.
I post what I'm doing.
Which message can
motivate other people?
I'm
on
not
my IG, I'm not
active,
really active on my
I post
IG,
my social life.
Sometimes I use it for my social life.
Twitter, I engage.
On Twitter, I engage with other leaders. Yeah.
LinkedIn.
In LinkedIn, that's direct engagement with the entrepreneur.
So important to brand.
So it's very important to brand yourself. Identify what you want.
The thing I want to
and
do.
The specific things you want to do. Maybe
Business,
it's a human rights, or you want to do some business, climate change, whatever thing you want.
To copy what
Don't copy what somebody else is doing. What Evans is doing. No. Be you. You know what you really want in life. For me, I love human rights, leadership. So that's what I focus on mostly.
If you are focused, then people will judge you.
There's something.
Show me your friend. How to say?
Show me your friends, and I know who you are.
Important.
It's always important to know your close friends and who you work with.
Who can motivate
you?
Always your friends.
Identify your friends.
People work with. Not just work.
Don't just go with somebody because you know him.
People have enjoyed.
I know we love enjoying. We love our social life, drinking. Fine, yes. Drink as much as you can if you. That is your character. But just know who are you sitting with. Are we going to discuss business?
Diana, did you this and this?
Oh, yesterday Diana did ABCD.
Go and then quit a friend.
Sit with friends
who see the
potential in you.
A person can support
you, motivate you. And motivate you.
Not just to go through the
don't just sit with people having fun with people.
This friend will pull you.
Will pull you down.
So that's all.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ashura. I see we have a question from Mary Kibe, and I will let her unmute herself and ask her question, because I know she's also very passionate about development and gender and all that. So Mary Kibe, please ask your question to Ashura.
Okay, thank you so much, Jane. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you well.
Okay then. So I think first of all, Ashura has a very inspiring information, and thank you for coming today. So my question is basically, how are you able to like map that particular career? Like for you, I've actually even seen your LinkedIn account right now, and I can see it's like you're very clear with what you really want to do, what you really want to work into. But I find that at times it's very challenging for us as young people, like to map our careers, like to really be precise, because even in gender it's very wide, even in development studies it's very wide. So how are you able like to really like narrow down everything? Because I find that personally on my end I find it very hard, and for the young people, and that's why we end up juggling so many things, and at the end of the day you find that you're really not like doing something substantial. So I don't know, maybe you can advise us on or shed light on that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the question. As I told you initially, internalize your mind. What do you love most? And many times we do mistakes, and especially when you're making a decision to choose our curricula that suits the job market. I did gender because I know if I'm not going to look on employment, maybe I can start my own organization. I have an organization that focuses on a girl child. I can employ myself. I can employ myself. I can employ people. So when I did my gender course, it has got very many human rights issues. Two-third gender rule. How can this merge with what I like? So I decided, if I do law, then I can be able to argue my case. You cannot do agriculture, and then tomorrow you jump and do maybe arts. You know, they don't match. So pick on things that you feel can match. If you cannot, that's why I always encourage people, identify your mentor. Who is your mentor? Who inspires you? That person can advise and guide you. Don't just make a decision based on your friend's identity. You can do right now you can do policy. You can master in international development. You can do master maybe in feminist. You know, something that can carry on with your career. But most importantly, the most important, pick a mentor that can get a mentor who can change. Think about your pen, about your pen. Person you can move with. Make decisions based on your motivation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ashura, for that profound response. We have another question, and after this question, we are going to take a small break and get back. And the question is from Josfera. Josfera, do you want to ask the question to Ashura?
It's okay.
Yes, please.
Did you encounter any negative remarks from people on what to do, and how did you deal with it?
Sorry, just repeat the question again.
Did you encounter?
Josfera, slowly repeat the question.
Did you encounter any negative remarks from people on what to do, and how did you deal with it?
Is the question clear, Ashura?
Yes. I have more enemies than friends. Every day I have to face negativity on social media. But you should not revenge.
or to respond
to those negative remarks.
Because those are people
Because
that want to become you,
those
but they
people
cannot.
want to become you, but they cannot be you.
They want to
They want to pull you down. So that's why it's very important. It's always important never to respond to the negative remarks. So what you do is just to do more, be more aggressive.
Every day I get a new story.
So every day I get new stories. Every day I get new stories. I get new impact. So I'm always careful about my movement. And remember, I'm also in politics. So I have to face the risks. But being smart. It's very important.
For you,
For you,
and struggle.
you just do more. Be aggressive. And your enemies will get tired and leave you.
But if you give them opportunity,
But if you give them opportunities, then you'll fail.
So
never give opportunities to or waste your time and resources to the negative remarks. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's going on very, very well. And we are so lucky that we have like one-on-one conversation with someone who has lived experience on so many areas of life and so many aspects in the career world. So what I want us to do is that I want us to take a small break of like 5 minutes. And what I want you to do during this break is I had shared our social media links and sites and the post for today with Ashura's conversation. What I want all of us to do is whichever platform that you are in, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, please reshare the original post and caption the key message that you have gained from the conversations we have had with Ashura. And maybe before then, Ashura can give us all her social media accounts where she would want, like if she wants us to tag her in the comments. For example, I am going to paste to say, very inspiring young woman, hashtag, and I put like at Ashura_Michael. That's on Twitter, that way. So what I want is that everyone in this session, I am expecting 97 shares of our flyer today talking about our guest speaker, because we need more young people to hear Ashura's experience and to learn from her and get inspired. So we're taking the break, but before the break, Ashura, can you maybe type or tell us your social media accounts and people can tag you and follow you? And they have, of course, heard you have boundaries both on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and on all platforms. But that is what I expect all of us to do. So she has put her Facebook and Twitter account. Even if you're not able to tag her, please reshare that original post with the key message that you have gained from the first conversation we have had with her. And we will be back at 18:58. So it's a health break. It's a break to go get wild on social media and let those that missed out on the session get the taste of it. Thank you. And continue posting your questions on the chat. Byron, a break for you too. So welcome back, guys. Do we have everyone?
Yes, we can get you.
Yes, I still think we haven't had enough shares on our social media. Facebook only 14. I know like 80 of you are on Facebook. Guys. So is Ashura back? Ashura, are you back? Students, please post your questions. Raise your hands. So we have our amazing speaker back. And you already start with a big question. I'm going to Odiabo Akinyi. Do you want to ask your question? Odiabo Akinyi? Okay, I will voice it for her as per her request. So the question is, as you have said, Miss Ashura, we should pick a mentor. However, for some people, it is hard to find mentors in their immediate environment who are in line with their desires. What would you do in such a case?
Thank you.
Is it clear? Do I come again, Ashura?
It's clear. It's clear.
Okay.
I know sometimes it's difficult to find a mentor, but you just don't sleep and wake up to find a mentor. It's a process. The mentor should not be maybe in the same career like what you're doing. You can find somebody else from the different with a different background. You can find a mentor from a business sector and you're doing gender. A mentor is a person who you'd love to look at, who can advise you, who is able to support your idea, not somebody who can change your dream, but someone who can guide you in the right way. So you should not be looking for a mentor in the same level or in the same career with what you're or in connection with what you're doing. It's just somebody who can guide you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope it's very clear for you, Odhiambo. And just to add on what Ashura has said, when you think of a mentor, it is actually someone who has values that you admire. They don't have to be copy-paste like a doctor and you want to be a doctor. No, you can actually have a mentor who is like an engineer and you are in art, but they have some key values, key career development or key growth values and aspects that you admire in them, and they help you stay on track. So I am going to ask another question that came in from the students, and I continue asking them to post their other questions on the chat. So Ashura, where do you see the future of women with disabilities in international leadership?
The future is very bright and very beautiful. But remember, it's 50-50. If the issue becomes an issue of women with disability, amongst you all, you're the one who can make it happen. You can make this woman with disability be visible anywhere, within the society or within your community. Every 1 out of 5 people, you get a person with disabilities.
You
Promote inclusiveness in your community, in your school, in your workplace, in whatever you're doing, even in sports. And then we can have a beautiful and brighter future. Only if you include women with disabilities. You are the change. You're the change maker. You're the people who can change this world and make this world a better place for all of us. Be inclusive in whatever you're doing. Thank you.
So the future is very bright, not only for women with disabilities, but for all men and women in equal measure. So the next question that we have is, again, it gets more personal to you, Ashura. Have you ever been undermined by your counterparts, and how did you go about it? So have you ever been looked down upon?
If you don't look on me,
No way.
no way.
Me always, I
always believe I'm better than anyone. So if you don't look on me, I'll make you be ashamed of yourself. I'll do something that will confuse and hurt you. I'll not beat you. I'll not fight you.
But I will do something amazing.
I will do something amazing that will rebrand me forever.
I mean, I give an example.
I can give you an example.
That is not a hate speech.
Not hate speech.
I not hate the person.
I not hate the person.
I
remember during the BBI. During the BBI launch, I was invited to give a speech.
No.
Nobody knew I was going to speak on behalf of persons with disabilities. So when I got to Bomas of Kenya, one person came to me and told me, because the person wondered, how did she get that opportunity? And I really wanted to oppress me. So he asked the MC, why do we have Ashura speaking on behalf of persons with disabilities? Why not me? And the MC told the person, this was a dictated decision. So go and face Ashura, give Ashura your points if there's anything that you want. So the person came to me and gave me the points that I should speak. When you get there, please say A, B, C, D. So I wondered, why are you telling me as if I don't have a mind of my own? So I was wise. I was just listening. So the person also wanted, when I get there, to mention the name. But remember, I was only given 2 minutes to speak. I didn't have time to mention them and ask them to stand. So I listened, but it wasn't my focus. When I got there, I gave my speech as I had planned. So I saw my brothers and sisters. So everything was negative about other people. Sometimes I'm not a supporter of our DPS, but I made a decision that I shouldn't come up with a story that will be inclusive. That's how I came up with the story of being Mpango of Uhuru and Ruto to be the best man. So I included everyone in that.
You know what happened next?
So you know what happened next?
My
objective was to unite our leaders. It's important to work with everyone. But the person later on, when he got to the house, he changed the stories and started saying that Ashura was going to Bomas to look for a boyfriend, but he didn't get the idea behind the narrative that I gave. So I already branded my name. I already had a goal that I had. So it's always important for you to focus and not to waste your energy on the negativity. Focus on your achievement, on what you want to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ashura. That was quite candid. There's actually a next question on the chat that links to what you just answered. And I would want you to just add more to it. Oh, good. Caroline Moigai, please ask your question. Caroline Moigai. If she's not able to ask, can you people hear me? Caroline. Okay, we seem to be losing people. Could you please ask your question, the one you put on the chat? I could also ask it for you, Caro, so don't worry. So Caroline says she's getting inspired, and her question is, as young people trying to find a place in the job industry, we face situations that lower our confidence and morale. How were you able to handle that? So it's really like what really drives you, Ashura, to like not listen to what people say about you or how people try to put you down. Like, what is your drive, and what would you tell people who have like either their down moments have put them down and they're still stuck there?
Thank you so much, Karen. Because I always believe in myself, if you wait for someone else to trust and believe in you, then you'll fail. Look at I always look at who I am, what I can change, and then I can achieve my goal. As I say initially, always look at the positive side of yourself. When you dwell on negativity, it will bring some mental issues. Don't always sit alone. You need to interact with people. There are many people who need you. Interact with them. Find an ability of what you love. Maybe it's reading stories, watching movies, inspirational movies, you know, your social media engagement. And then that is what always guides me. I have my own habit. I don't stay alone. I can be busy at work, but at the end of the day, 2 or 3 times a week, I have to interact with people. So this is what actually has made me trust myself, and also on the positive side always. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There's another question from Khan Amra Zulfik. Khan, do you want to ask your question? Khan?
Yeah, okay, I'll ask it.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. So my question is, have you experienced any issues with regards to mental health throughout your struggle? For example, anxiety, depression, ADHD, and etc. If you did, how did you deal with it?
And just to add on her question, before you answer, Ashura, how do you keep sane? How do you stay sane with all the experiences that you have had in your lifetime and that keep following you? just building on Khan's question.
Yes, I'll answer you, Khan. Always remain positive. I've gone through mental issues, not only at a work area, but relationship in my life. But that's story of another day. But it's always important for you to always remember the people who have hope in you, and the people who want you, and people who look up on you. So before I look into myself, there are children, there are youth who look up to become who I am, who have never had what I have now. So this is what really motivates me and keeps me sober. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we have anyone who wants to ask their question without putting it on the chat? Please take this chance to raise your hands. Oh, there's a question from William Onkoba. William, please ask your question.
Thank you. Firstly, let me appreciate for the good talk. We are really motivated. My question is, how do you balance leadership? How do you balance when it comes to leadership? I know when it comes to leadership, there's something like competition between people with persons with disability and the rest of the people. How do you manage that? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I already answered that. But as I told you, one thing, I don't believe in failing. There's no way I can fail. I always tell people I don't hear. I don't do anything through my ears. So I have 2 eyes, I have my hands, all other things are okay. So when I do something, I think about myself as Ashura, not my disability. I look where my ability is. For your information, many people sometimes fear me, not because I'm harsh, but I'm a threat to many people. But it makes me proud because I realize, oh, I'm better. So I need to do more because I'm threat to someone by the end of the day. So always remain positive, committed, and don't look back. Always find the weakness of your opponent and fix that weakness to become your strength. Or when you pick on their weakness, trust me, nobody can defeat you. So don't look at the positive side of your opponent. Change the negative to become your positive. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashura. Do we have any other hand up? Students. Joseph, can you help me see if we have any hands up? So before we see the next questions from the students, I have a question for you, Ashura, and it's basically because I hear you and I hear how much you have in your plate. You're in school, you're working. How does your day look like? Like, how is your day like? Like the day you have to go to school, you have an assignment at work, and you have a leadership meeting to attend, and you have a mentorship session. Like, how is your day like? Just give us a day in Ashura's life.
That's a little bit hard question. But even now, as we are here now, I already had a training in the morning. That we are doing Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. I already did my part of work. Right now I'm here with you. So it's always good to have to keep your time well. Be smart. Have a smart strategy. When you have a smart strategy, then you'll achieve. You must wake up early in the morning. And look at your diary. Just don't wake up and go. You have to plan your day. Communication is always important. Communication is key. It can really help.
Mental perception.
I have a mentorship session. I might inform this person today I cannot do A, B, C, D. I can manage this and this and that.
But most
importantly, be smart
of what I want to do.
Of what you want to do for the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope we have all underlined that we need to have a smart strategy. And a smart strategy then will allow us to not just jump out of bed and go meet life without knowing what life has for you for that particular day. So that's like very, very inspiring and very empowering, I think, for all of us. I know we are about to close a few things, and I'll come back with like my last two questions to Ashura, and there's a chance for one or two questions from the audience. But key things that I have picked from this conversation is that the first important aspect of everything else is that we must accept ourselves. We must accept where we come from. I have only learned today through Ashura that her parents passed on. I have learned her uncle passed on like today, because every day that I meet her, it's not what bothers her then. She accepted her situation and where she was born and who she was born to, and she has decided now to focus on her life. So let us not allow the challenges we are encountering in terms of the backgrounds where we come from. I know, like the parents who with our siblings, I'm not from Nairobi and another person is from Turkana and all those. We have a disability and others don't. We must first stop comparing ourselves with others and accept ourselves for who we are. When you accept yourself, your self-confidence levels will go up automatically. Like, if confidence had a face, I would give it Ashura's face. Do you all agree with me? Like, if literally being confident and being like kujiamini had a face, we would call it Ashura, because this girl is a go-getter. She goes for what she wants and she knows what she wants. So it's not just about kujiamini, it's also being clear about what we want. Call yourself a small meeting and identify and be clear about your career interest and the path you want to take. That way you won't keep juggling between procurement and agriculture and nursing and everything else. So we really have a big task to like self-define ourselves and self-affirm ourselves on the things we believe in and the things that we can do. I have also picked the issue of just being strategic. Kuna kujipanga na kuna kujipanga kimpango. Sorry, Ashura, I am using Swahili and you told us there is no Kiswahili sign language. I will repeat it in English. So what I'm trying to say is that you need to have a clear plan. No, it's okay. Okay. When you are growing up, there was no Swahili taught to you. I get it. So what I'm saying is tujipange kimpango. We plan ourselves strategically. If you don't know what the rest of the year has for you, then please call yourself a meeting today, 29th June 2021, and start defining and planning your life. Don't wait for Jane to post an internship and think, maybe I should do this internship. It has to be in your plan that between June and August, I want to get an internship or an attachment position, or I want to find myself a mentor. If you don't plan for it, it is never going to happen. Okay? Don't wait until you finish school to think if you can work. If your future is working, you need to start exposing yourself to work readiness opportunities. If there's an exposure visit coming up to a certain industry, please go to it. If there's a career session happening like what we have had today with Ashura, I am sure anybody who wants to pursue gender, law, development, and everything else, right now they feel like there's someone they can identify with and they can call to like seek for more guidance. But don't go looking for Ashura when you have not planned yourself strategically. So I wanted to reinforce on those points because I think they are very important and they came out very well in everything that Ashura said. So I am curious if you have any other question from the students. She has put her email there. No question. Joseph, please check if you have a question or a hand up. The class noisemakers, Toby, today you're not speaking. Are you in class?
I've raised my hand.
Oh, I knew there's no way the class can end without you speaking. Please speak.
No, sorry.
That's who?
Amos.
Amos,
Anyanya.
yes, Amos.
All right. So my question is to Ashura, like, was there a time you felt like you had failed? And if there was, how did you bounce back from that situation? Yeah, thank you.
Yes. I've failed many times, but I'm always inspired by Nelson Mandela's quote. Falling is a way of becoming successful. So when I fall, I'm motivated by that quote. So when I fail, someone, I have to meet that person and listen and learn from the person where my mistake is. I'm human. I'm prone to doing mistakes. So I always accept and I offer my time to interact and convert and become the best. I cannot become perfect. I have my weaknesses too, that I have to accept the fact that failing is part of life.
Thank you, Amos. Do we have any other person with a question? Yes, Josfera, you have a question?
Yes, hello.
Yes, Josfera.
How do I talk to a person who is deaf? Because I
How
don't
do you-
know language.
How do you talk to a person who is deaf because you don't know sign language?
Yeah.
Ashura, have you heard the question?
If you want to communicate to me, for you to communicate to me,
anyone that has language, anyone who is deaf.
Let me respond. For me, I use sign language because I'm deaf myself. But for you, if you don't know sign language, you have your phone, you can text me. Back and forth, we can text each other. But it's important to learn some basic sign language when we meet face to face, so that at least we can maybe use on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and learn some basic sign language. But basically, if you don't know sign language, you can communicate on SMS.
And Byron has actually been doing very well by teaching them some basic sign language, although they need to go to YouTube, as Ashura has said, to like at least acquaint themselves with key messages or key communication tips to communicate with a deaf person. So yes, don't say I won't speak to her because I don't know sign language. There is always ways of communicating with her. So if we don't have any other question, I want to get a volunteer who will give a vote of thanks for Ashura. To Ashura, I mean, and we will have 5 people, 5 universities represented. Ashura, the students come from 5 universities. We have Zetech, we have UON, we have, not UON, sorry, UON, we have you. In the program, we have Zetech, we have Multimedia, we have JKUAT, we have KU, and we have USIU. So as I ask this question, please, students, know who is going to ask to give a vote of thanks on behalf of your universities and students from your universities in this call to Ashura. So my last but not the least question, Ashura, what are your future aspirations? Yes, we are very clear on where you are now. Where will Ashura be in the next 10 years? You have just told us to plan ourselves strategically. I am very sure you have your strategic plan for the next 5 years or 10 years. Tell us, where will Ashura be?
Thank you for that. I have planned for each year.
For the next year,
For next year,
I'm in politics.
I know I'll be in politics.
And that will take 5 years.
And that will take 5 years.
I'm not to make it to politics.
If I don't make it to
Then
politics,
I will be in somewhere in
I'll be
East
somewhere
Africa legislative.
in East Africa legislative body.
But I said everyone.
But as everyone has,
family. To have a family.
we have families.
I live with them. I'm married.
Maybe I'll be married.
But my man didn't.
But
I
my
want
main
to
dream,
retire
I want to
by
retire
14 years
by
old.
40 years
I want
old
to enjoy the world.
and enjoy the world.
But before
I retire,
under UN,
I must
or
work
African
under
Union.
UN or African Union. Thank you.
Yes. See how quickly she can communicate her next 5 to 10 years plan. I hope all of us now today will have some reflection time to just think about not even our next 5 to 10 years. Let's just think our next 1 to 2 years. Let's start there. I see we have a last question from Okumu Ben, and let's give him a chance. Okumu Ben. Ben, you wrote you have a question.
Yes, I had a question.
Yes, please.
Yes,
go ahead.
First of all, I'd like to say that it has been a very insightful and encouraging conversation. And I was just curious. I had a question. Does a speaker have a reading culture? That is to say, as what books has she read that has helped her improve her intelligence in whatever it is that she's doing, aside of apart from what she has been taught in school. Yeah.
As I told you before, I'm an entrepreneur.
This out of school.
This is out of school.
Me, I'm not telling.
I didn't learn catering or I didn't do I don't do business. I just started. COVID challenged me, and that's why I decided to open a restaurant.
For those who live in Nairobi,
For those who live in Nairobi, you can
but although the
visit the
challenge
restaurant.
is what motivates me
But
to
the
change
challenge
my
is
car and move
motivates me
something else.
to do something else.
So Ashura, just to reinforce that question, do you read any books? And if yes, what kind of books do you read? And what is your current read?
Yes, thank you for that. I'm reading The Secret now.
This is about internet push because now I'm
Right now, because I'm an entrepreneur, it's about business, the
for
risks.
example, me, I'm
And now, in the restaurant, there's so many things that I sell, including alcohol.
But we make money
But
after 7.
we make money after 7, as you're aware. But
No,
now,
and I don't
with the
know
curfew,
how
we need to have strategies on how we can make the business better.
That's what
So I'm reading The Secrets.
I can
You can
send
Google.
soft copy.
I can send a soft copy if you want.
Wow, I think all our listeners and the students will be happy to have your reading list there, just in case we get inspired by one or two of the books that you've been reading. So we get to that moment of volunteership and gratitude. And I am going to call out the universities by alphabetical order. Which comes first? Zetech? So anyone from Zetech to pass on the thank you message? So I see we already have a volunteer for JKUAT. So Rora, let me speak in Kikuyu from Nyeri. Rora Wele. Laura, please take the mic.
Okay, my name is Laura Wesa. And I think what I can say is, other than your story being inspiring, it has also been very enlightening. And I think what has stuck permanently for me is the importance of taking and making opportunities for ourselves. Thank you so much for the valuable knowledge. And I believe through your story, we are also better people, and we can also share what we have learned to our friends and peers, and also encourage them and pass on the knowledge. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Please, when you give thanks, tell us your university, year of study, and field of study. So just a quick retake for Aurora.
My university is JKUAT. I am doing strategic management, and I am in my 4th year, 2nd semester, just waiting for graduation.
Perfect. That's a very good career line. I am very sure you'll be joining Ashura to help her plan her planned strategy. Yes. So we also have a volunteer for USIU-Africa, Amos Onyancha.
Yes,
Or
that's
Amos.
right. It's Amos Onyancha.
Okay, Amos.
Yeah, thank you. So on behalf of USIU-Africa, my name is Amos Onyancha, Amos, the way you like it. I'm a first year student, my 3rd semester. I'm doing Bachelor of Science in Applied Computer Technology. First of all, I want to thank the Almighty God for making this event a successful one. We've learned a lot from Ashura. And at this time, I want to appreciate Ashura Michael for what she has spoken to us. Our words are really enlightening our minds. They have shown us a new path. They have shown us the way to succeed in this life, that no matter the circumstances you pass through, no matter the number of times you fail, you still have to have that one thing that will keep you motivated, keep you going. And I want to thank also our administrator, Jane, Byron, and the rest who are doing a great job in assisting all of us. Thank you all also for attending this meeting. That is it for now. I appreciate all. Have a great evening and God bless. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Amos. I mean, that was so inspiring too. I still don't have the volunteers from Zetech, from Multimedia, and from KU. And before they can come forward, I want to read a message that is on the chat, Ashura. And it says, this session is very inspiring. The way the speakers put it makes it sound so unique and personalized. It is like one-on-one conversation. It's just amazing. Thank you so much for the session. And we say thank you so much, Ashura, for letting us inside your life. Yes, so I have a volunteer for Multimedia, Maureen Ayoti.
Hello, I'm Maureen Ayoti, and I would like to say that I'm very inspired, and especially when she talked about inclusiveness, I got really inspired. I think it's really important to show kindness because we all have our challenges, and when you show kindness to another person, it helps you both to grow. It keeps both of you happy. And I'm happy that she goes for whatever she wants. I've been inspired by that. And I think we are all encouraged. She has showed us courage, and I think we'll follow in her footsteps. Thank you.
So Maureen, please tell us your year of study and field of study.
I studied procurement and logistics management. I did finish, I'm doing my internship.
Then I need a volunteer. Okay, I see Trish Mativo wants to add something from Multimedia. KU and Zetech, come on guys, please. On the chat, put your name and volunteer yourself. Trish?
Thank you so much, Jen. Full name is Patricia. I'm from Multimedia University. I'm a student with disability, taking analytical chemistry. Frankly speaking, I would want to say many thanks to Miss Ashura. Well, there's some questions which I directed to Jen, and she answered them very perfectly. I'm like, wow, at times I also do that. And I believe most people here have been inspired, and we've been inspired more. Well, I just want to thank you right now and in advance for being a role model to us, mostly females out here who have disabilities and are struggling to get on top. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. I have a message from Zetech. Hold on. Oh, I see we have two volunteers from KU. I'll give them the chance, but I have a message from Zetech because there's a Rumana Ali. She's in class, but she's in a noisy matatu show, so she's not able to speak. But she has said, Rumana from Zetech University, I want to pass my regards to Miss Ashura. I felt so inspired with this session and now feel way confident to go and explore the employment world. Bless you in all ways from Zetech family. I wish I could talk, but I'm in a noisy matatu heading home. It's well accepted, Rumana. But Joseph, please pin Byron. Joseph, pin Byron for us. Joseph.
Pinning him shortly.
Okay, please. We are waiting for Byron. Oh, Byron, you are getting pinned at least so that Ashura can follow. Then we have a volunteer from I see another one. Martin Moher from JKUAT. Today, I feel very motivated. Thank you so much, Ashura Michael, for your inspiring words. God bless you. Then we have a volunteer to give her gratitude from Zetech, from KU, Evelyn Cherop. Evelyn?
Yes, hello, good evening. My name is Evelyn Shasen, Bachelor in my final year, second semester. I want to give my sincere gratitude to her team Light for the World, the likes of Jane, Byron, and Joseph for arranging for this session. It has been very informative and I've learned a lot. It's inspiring. I also thank Ashura Michael for her story. I always believe there is power in testimony, of which Ashura has done it for us. May God bless you for that. And I hope you touch some life somewhere as you've done it for us tonight. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
I'm
you so much,
grateful.
Evelyn. Ashura, please continue touching more lives like you've touched tonight. Evelyn, we did not hear what course you're taking.
Sorry, I'm pursuing Bachelor of Education Arts,
All right.
Mathematics and Business Studies.
Mathematics and business. All right. So we have Gloria Cherono from KU. Last volunteer, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gloria Cherono. I'm in my 4th year at Kenyatta University. I'm pursuing a bachelor's degree in economics and finance. And to Ashura, I have the special privilege of mentoring, being part of a group that mentors a school in several schools in Kitui. And one of the schools we go to is the Kitui School for the Deaf. And we have been slowly learning sign language, but you are a representation of everything that is possible for the students we mentor. And you show us that all their dreams are valid and that whatever they want to do in this life, they can achieve. And you do that not just for the students in the School for the Deaf, but also for the people who have listened to you here today, that you have inspired us and showed us the importance of inclusion, because you have been articulate, you have been excellent, and we are so grateful that you took the time and shared your experience with us. I will forever be changed by it, and I hope maybe we could connect and you could go to the school personally and also speak to the students there. But thank you for being who you are and showing us everything that is possible when we create a world that is inclusive. And thank you for EmployAble for creating this platform that is spearheading inclusion right here from university. And we know that we will carry the torch forward as we move on from the program. So thank you, Ashura. Thank you very much. And thank you, EmployAble.
Well, thank you so much, Gloria Cherono. I am sorry I missed you in which year and the course you're taking.
Oh, okay. So, I am in my 4th year. I am taking my degree in economics and finance.
All right. So everybody who has spoken on this session, please make sure you private message me on WhatsApp. I have a gift for you. Yes. And I know we are past time, but I feel like it's very important that I read these closing messages. There are only 3 on the chat for Ashura to hear what students have to say. Ashura, please grant us 3 more minutes, please.
Yes.
That's okay? Sawa. So, Sarah Gital says, she's a great lady. I have gone through her Facebook wall and the posts there are just amazing. Thank you so much, Ashura. Then Mokaya Brian, it has been an enlightening session. We've learned a lot from Ashura. My prayer is we practice what we learned wherever we go and make her proud. Boniface Karaoke, what a session. Very inspiring, courageous from Ashura. God bless you. Joshua Joroge KU, thank you very much for inspiring session. Unfortunately, we were only 90. How I wish we were 1,000, but we will spread the word. So those are quite inspiring messages from you all. Thank you for staying on for almost close to 2 hours. We are forever indebted for you, Ashura, and for inspiring our students. And we hope in one way or another we will continue interacting. And to the students, I have lined up amazing guests for you in the coming 3-4 weeks. So see you all on Thursday. But before we can close, remember our culture. Joseph, which word do we learn tonight? And we can all turn on our videos in solidarity with Ashura and Kitui School for the Deaf and everyone else who is very passionate about inclusion. Joseph, back to you. Joseph. Okay. He seems not to be there. Can I get a volunteer can we learn inspiring? Can we learn inspiring, how to sign the word inspiring? Guys, talk to me. This is the time I allow you to unmute yourself for a minute.
Yes, we can learn that word.
Inspiring. Videos, I don't see videos on people. Even those in matatus.
I will suggest we learn the sign name of Ashura herself and the beautiful
we
music
can,
behind.
then we learn 2 words. Inspiring Ashura. Sindio, is that fair enough? Because she's quite inspiring. So we learn inspiring Ashura. So the inspiring Ashura. Actually, we learned 3. The inspiring Ashura. Videos, people, I don't see you, people. Byron, the inspiring Ashura.
Yeah. So Ashura will be taking us through this one because when Ashura is around, I'm a student.
So today we have Ashura as the teacher. Then let me try and put her on spotlight. Joseph. Oh, good.
I have already done so, Jen.
Thank you. I don't see your video. People, today, are you on strike?
Ashura is explaining her sign name.
Yeah. So, Ashura?
This is my sign name, Ashura.
This?
Yeah. That, with your thumb, use your thumb. On your cheek.
We can't hear the voiceover.
Sorry?
We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You please amplify your voice.
Okay. The word inspiring. Everyone, get ready. Open your palms. Then put them together. Put them together, and then like you're rubbing. Yeah, that's it. It's inspiring. Like that.
So the inspiring Ashura, please let's do it. We have to sign it ourselves. We are learning. So the inspiring Ashura, please Ashura, do it in one take and we repeat after you. So Ashura. Oh, good. Inspiring people, inspiring Ashura.
Yes.
Yay!
Thank you, Jen. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. See you on Thursday. Thank you, Ashura, and God bless you. We love you and hope to see you again on this platform soon.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Good night.
Thanks, Ashura.
Bye. Good night.